Hi everyone, I'm here with Ms. Stephanie Copus Campbell, Australia's Ambassador for Gender Equality, who is visiting Sekolah Perempuan Srikandi in Desa Dauh Puri Kaja, Denpasar, Bali. Thank you, Ms. Stephanie, for your visit to Sekolah Perempuan Srikandi. After our discussion earlier, what are your thoughts on Sekolah Perempuan?
I am just so delighted to be here and to see the incredible work that you're doing. It is such a powerful community-led model which enables the women and men of the community to identify what their own challenges and problems are and then come up with the solutions and how they want to address them. And so looking, for example, at the Complaint Centre, which was very much operating in a way that is targeting the needs of the community as the community defines them. And that is such a powerful model because one of the things I've learned in my many years of working in this space is that when we bring in solutions from the outside, they never work because they need to be defined and tailored to what a community wants. And so this is such a beautiful, perfect model of women coming together to learn together, to share together, to identify their challenges together and the solutions. It was just so refreshing to see it in action.
We would also like you to share your insights on strengthening women's leadership, preventing and addressing violence, and tackling child marriage in Australia or other countries where you have visited or been posted for extended periods.
I mean, those are a set of very significant topics. And I think the first thing that I had mentioned in the question and answer and in my opening statement is there is a common thread in all countries on what might be the causal factors of some of those issues like violence, like acceptance of child marriage, for example, and like the blockages to women in leadership roles. And that common thread is this idea of what men should do and what women should do. And that thread starts when we're babies. And again, in all of our countries, what we expect from little boys can be very different to what we expect from little girls. And as we grow into adulthood, there's a sense that men take charge, men have power, men are leaders, and our women take care, that they defer, that they don't cause problems. And these gender norms, what we call gender norms, they're not right, they're not reality, but they're just how we have conceptualized these roles, and they exist throughout the world, and they underpin things like women not being able to go into a leadership role because people don't expect women take charge and women lead, or expectations that women need to be home taking care of the children so they don't have opportunities to develop skills to be leaders, or the idea that men have power and can beat up on their wives or there are other women. All of these ideas fuel this inequality. And so to address all of the issues that you mentioned, we need to sit back and think about how we define those norms and really shake that up to say that our expectation should be that every single person should have every single opportunity to meet their full potential, no matter who they are, no matter what their gender is. And that's including men as well. If a man wants to be home caring for his child, that's a good thing and it should be encouraged. But again, our society and our norms don't necessarily say that that's what we would expect of him. So it can be very detrimental to everyone and it can fuel all of those problems on which you address. In my own country, as we're addressing these issues, we are doing it through challenging those norms. We are also doing it through legislation and regulation because there is a role for that. For example, in child marriage, we have very, very clearly defined laws that if a child gets married under a certain age, that it's against the law and that will be stopped. So the role of regulation, the role of legislation and law in many of these cases is also really important, and domestic violence is another good example of that.
Thank you once again, Ms. Stephanie, for your visit to Sekolah Perempuan Srikandi. And thank you for the continued collaboration between the Australian government and Indonesian government through inclusive program, which aims to promote gender equality, the rights of people with disabilities, and social inclusion. This concludes our conversation with Ms. Stephanie. Let us continue to work together in promoting justice and gender equality. I'm Andani Pertiwi from Bali Sruti. See you next time.